Here's a look at Latvia. Koļinko in goal. And across the back, Zirnis, along with Smirnovs at the central part of the defense. Juris Lizans, a focal part of the midfield. And up top, it's Verpakovskis, who is the striker who leads the way in terms of goal scoring for Latvia as of right now. And for the visitors from Spain, Iker Casillas in goal. Ramos, Luis Garcia called into the squad late after an injury to Fernando Torres suffered in training. So Luis Garcia, the Espanyol striker, will get an opportunity to display his skills here today. And as you can see, we are about set for first half action. I was mentioning these two teams come in at completely opposite ends of the spectrum in terms of the FIFA World Rankings. Latvia sitting currently at 104th, while Spain in the top 10, but just barely, sitting in 9th spot in the FIFA World Rankings. As I mentioned to you earlier, this is Group F qualifying action here for Euro 2008. And to get you caught up with the standings as they sit right now. And we also have some of the results recently from Group F for you as well. It hasn't been a kind road for Latvia, just one win in 4 matches played. On the other side, as I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Spain 3 wins out of 5 matches played, but all 3 of those have come at home. And twice away from their home turf, they have been dealt a loss. The most recent of those losses coming a couple of months ago, as they were dealt a 3-2 loss against Northern Ireland. Here are some results for you. Iceland and Liechtenstein, 1-1 was the end of that one. Sweden doing quite well on the road against the Danes, up 3-0 in the first half. And of course, Sweden currently sitting second in the table. And there you see it, our 2 teams for today's action. Certainly there's a dogfight on the hands for that second spot. Northern Ireland looking down quite comfortably at the 2 teams underneath them in Spain and Sweden. But with a 3-point victory here today, Spain will be able to keep pace there with the Swedes, who are 3 points better than them in the table as of right now. Spain in the all-whites will start with the ball at their feet first. And Latvia, as I mentioned, just won that one, a 4-0 win over Iceland back in October of 2006. We are underway. Spain in possession in the all-white kits with a bit of red trim, attacking from left to right across your screen, while the home side here at Skonto Stadium in Riga, Latvia, in all red with a bit of white trim. So contrasting uniforms and probably a bit of contrasting styles between these 2 teams. Once again, Mark Rogandino here with you on Fox Soccer Channel. So glad you could join us. Get comfortable for the next couple of hours. Actually, I should say even further for the next few hours. We've got a couple of games on tap for you, and we'll get to that further on into our broadcast. Up the left-hand side here, early chance. That ball right at the goalkeeper, Koļinko. But a nice effort. And already in the first minute, Spain showing that attacking side down the left-hand flank. Good ball served in. And up top, it looked like it was David Villa who got to it. It was Villa in with the service, and Luis Garcia who got on the end of it there. Latvia step back into the space to win it. And the ball away from the feet of Verpakovskis. Spain, I imagine, will try and take the crowd out of it just a bit here in the opening 15, 20 minutes or so. Latvia themselves trying to bounce back from a 1-0 loss in Liechtenstein about 2 months ago in the end of March, while Spain are coming off of a 1-0 win at home against Iceland. Compliments of Iniesta and his goal. Right side here. Ramos begins the sequence to send it all the way across the back. Hernandez with a nice turn. Angulo up the right side. Now to the feet of Sergio Ramos. Little chip looking into the space for Garcia. Latvia easily heading that one clear. And now from the left side. I think most fans of any of the nations that are involved in Group F would probably, going into it, have thought that really that Sweden, Spain, and Denmark, the favorites to move out of this group. But out of nowhere, Northern Ireland has put together a very solid campaign. In fact, just one loss for the Northern Irelands. And that was in their very first match at home to Iceland, where they were down 3-0. And as you might imagine, Eidur Gudjonsson in on the scoring summary that day. Nice ball across the area, but the offside flag was up here on the right-hand side. Take another look at it here on the replay. I think that final run down the right side was where the flag initiated from. It looked like Ramos had hovered into that final back post area. Latvia working up the right side here. Ball served in, maybe a hint of a handball, but it comes back into the gloves of Casillas. And the Real Madrid 26-year-old keeper sends that one out via the toss. Garcia trying to work his way in to win it. The ball forward here for David Villa. Left-footed effort, takes a deflection, and we have our first corner of the match, and it goes to the Spaniards. Coming into the qualifying, only one player from all of the nations in Group F has more goals, and that's David Healy of Northern Ireland. David Villa of Spain coming in with 4. Not bad out of 5 matches played. Out top, the follow-up effort, and that one has Koļinko bat an eye at it for just a moment before it's up and over the top. Served in from the far side by Xavi Hernandez. It's the second time ever these teams meeting here in Latvia. They drew 0-0 back in 1992. That was for the qualifying for the 1994 World Cup, of course, played here in the United States. And the return leg in Sevilla, Spain put on a 5-0 drubbing to Latvia. Some good possession here early for the visitors, though. Little chip over the top. Aleksandrs Koļinko will come off his line, no trouble with that. Big switch here for Ramos. Some real estate to work with. Cuts it back inside. Trying to draw Latvia as they've shifted all 11 numbers back behind the ball now. How about out to the left side for Iniesta? Hernandez looked like he took a shot right there in the ankle. Just to let you know you're in a match. Xavi not exactly pleased with that. You see it here on the replay. The challenge coming in right there. Aleksandrs over the top quickly here for Spain. Well, already the Spaniards have been able to chip a couple of balls in behind. David Villa showing you the prowess that I mentioned moments ago, that already has 4 goals to his name in 5 matches for Spain here in the qualifying. And I'm sure today Luis Aragonés is interested to see how Luis Garcia and David Villa will combine up top. Ramos quickly touches it back inside. Albelda, the ball at his feet. Nice little layoff there up top from Villa. Spain, the aggressors here in the opening 8 minutes so far. Up the left side now. Sent across by Capdevila. And it looks like Spain really going to try and get those outside backs involved early, making runs up and down the flanks, as they now have their second corner of the first half. Short ball this time by Spain on their second corner. Can they get the service across is the question now. Nice job to swing it. Good patience here by the Spaniards. It'll come all the way here to the right side. Angulo. And that one directly in, but right at the gloves of Koļinko. I would imagine that Miguel Angel Angulo was looking to really bend that one as opposed to put it directly on target. And an easy chance for the Latvia keeper to come away with it. Great skill there from Villa, looking for the return pass. And again on the right side here, it's Ramos. He'll send it out here to the feet of Angulo. Ramos trying to bend in toward the penalty spot. Latvia able to head it clear through Zirnis. Settled by Puyol. Oh, lovely ball over the top. First touch wasn't there though. Immediately cleared out by Latvia. On the right side, Oskar Klava. Albelda. Ramos. Ooh, and a hospital ball there from David Albelda. And that had Sergio Ramos trying to just poke it away at the last possible second. But the knifing run there from Verpakovskis coming in. Maybe a hint of a card due there, but you see the gesture there from Māris Verpakovskis. Xavi. Some room to turn. Little chip. 3 defenders there for Latvia to head it clear, and they'll keep it in the far side corner. The long booming clearance back towards the midfield stripe, but again Spain are there to corral it. A bit of a half-court set right now for the Spaniards as they're putting some pressure on Latvia. Xavi again one more time. Over the top and into the corner. Klava, and the Latvia defense trying to close down on that side. Luis Garcia will lay it off. And stepping in to win it and take it back the other way is Astafjevs. Latvia, under the guidance of Aleksandrs Starkovs, hired for a second time a little more than a month ago. And he, of course, his first time around, led the Baltic nation to the UEFA European 2004 finals. Ball forward into the space, looking for the feet of Verpakovskis, but that one out of his reach. Puyol with the clearance. First time we've really seen Latvia come here in the offensive third. Nice ball lofted across, looking back for the top of the area. And running on was Carlson's, but just a smidge second too late. Trying again up the right side here are Latvia, but nobody home. Casillas, as you saw there in that last picture, wearing the captain's band today for Spain. Casillas picking up his 69th cap for Spain here today. Certainly, Spain are going to have to use a great deal of the width here on the pitch here at Skonto Stadium, because you can see Latvia have made it content to drop all 11 players back in behind the ball. All you see is a bunch of red shirts on the right side of your screen there. Cutting inside, though, is Iniesta. He'll lay it off. Back here for Xavi. Switch out to the right side. And Ramos, you could see the idea. Wanted to cut it back in onto his left foot, but instead the clearance comes first. And there, Sergio Ramos, the 21-year-old right back, will put things back in play. Out for his feet. Can he swing it in? Dangerous service. Right back at him. First time, no. Maybe with the left foot on the second effort. Off his line, Koļinko to punch clear. And that one will trickle out to the far side. Andrés Iniesta lets it roll out for a throw. Trotting over to take it is Johan Capdevila. It's going to be a long day for Latvia if they just look for those quick counterattacks. As you can see, Andrés Pidels, Gertz Carlson, the two strikers up top today for Latvia, at least in the starting 11, find themselves, at least so far here in the first quarter of an hour, working 1 against 3 most of the time. I don't think any coach really likes those type of odds. Garcia lays it off for Ramos, waits for some support. He'll play it back here for Xavi. Big switch all the way across, and it splits both of the two players on that far side. You know what that means? They're both in the center for 5v2. Klava with the throw. A chance to start things here going the other way. Rubens. Finally some real estate to work with. Waits for the overlapping run coming there from Verpakovskis. And a whistle and a free kick here for Latvia. Tell you what, our referee, Craig Alexander from Scotland, Very liberal so far here in some of the choices. But you like to see that, setting the tone early, letting the match take a bit of a physical turn here. And now it's Spain looking for the quick counter back the other way. Vila in and out of a couple of defenders before it's finally touched away, but he'll recover it, and this time with the right-footed effort. Maybe a bit selfish from that point, but a nice recovery by the 25-year-old Spanish striker. Here's the end of the sequence as he picks it up after the turnover by the Latvia defense, and you could see raising his hands there in the area. I believe it was Angulo who had his hands up there at the end of the replay saying, just serve it across here to me. This is better from Latvia. Aleksandrs sending it in. He'll get a second crack at it. This time, the first time ball over the top. That had a bit of danger written all over it, but nicely defended back into the gloves. Smart play there from Puyol. This time it's Garcia from the left side. Well hit. Two players there. It comes loose to the feet of David Villa. Angulo had the right idea. Unselfishly trying to leave it there for the striker, Ramos. The switch here from Iniesta to the left side. Andrés Iniesta, dangerous ball forward. The first time flick from Garcia. Doesn't pick out his strike partner. Looking for the feet of Gert Carlsons. This is Carlsons. First touch a bit too heavy as it spilled away from his second. And back the other way comes Spain. Angulo waits for the overlapping run, and look at all the space here for Sergio Ramos. Bending it into the backside. Lovely ball. It'll get all the way through to the far side. Back out top here for David Villa. First time with the left foot. Doesn't get it through. But Spain maintained possession on that far side. Still with a promising chance coming forward here. Xavi seems to be the controlling catalyst at the center of the midfield here. Angulo. Albelda. A hint of a foul maybe as Verpakovskis down again to the turf. Take a look, both players going for the challenge, but maybe that last little push at the end from Puyol. Rubens back in possession here for Zirnic. See if Latvia can settle themselves in maybe and put together a couple of touches here to start a sequence. Fans, don't forget, although most domestic leagues have begun to come to an end here, Argentine soccer with a couple of rounds left and still in full battle. Colón and Boca Juniors Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern time. That's 12 noon for those of you here out on the West Coast. Colón and Boca Juniors, Argentine soccer here on FSC. Left side, Puyol. Inside, Xavi with the quick turn. Ramos. Just about at the midway point, and you would, I think, have to agree that Spain have had the better of chances here so far in half number one. But the score for Latvia has to be still okay, that it's 0-0. Spain coming forward with another surge here. That first ball doesn't get through. Garcia tried to step to it, could not. And now back the other way. Verpakovskis with a nice little move. Can he keep it at his feet? And Ramos, the last to hit the turf after the challenge there from Andrés Rubens. And the correct call, as you can see here, there in the center circle. Big ball over the top. Angulo. Slipping back across the top of the 18. Xavi. Quick little touches to work it wide in the long distance effort, though. Really no trouble for Aleksandrs Koļinko. Maybe looking to open things up there for Andrés Iniesta. You know, sometimes good things happen when you put the ball in a dangerous spot, and on that occasion it did not, but you never know sometimes. 0-0, just past the midway point of half number 1. If you're just joining us, we are here in Riga, Latvia. Capacity crowd on hand here at Skonto Stadium. Spain in the whites, Latvia in the reds. Garcia pushed off the ball by Stepanovs. Tell you what, though, you just don't see much imagination really from Latvia in terms of their tactical sense. Pretty direct in their attack going forward, where on the opposite end of the spectrum, Spain, plenty of build-up, good touches to keep possession, and lots of attacking runs off the ball. Carlsons gets rid of it, now up the right side. And you hear the crowd come to life here as they see maybe a little bit of a bright spot here for Latvia. Big ball across the area, off the left foot of Vitālijs. Vitālijs, 31 years old, his 100th cap today for Latvia. The majority of these players play for various Latvian teams, but there are a few players, such as Rubens, who plays for Spartak Moscow. A couple of players in the Danish Football League. Dynamo Bucharest, Smirnovs, who is not in the starting 11 today. This better from Spain. Angulo, though, the first touch left him for a moment. Casillas will call off the defense and simply take it at his own feet and quickly serve it out here for Sergio Ramos. Ramos for Xavi. Little chip up the left side. Iniesta, though, didn't have the touch to corral it, and out for a throw here for Latvia.
This is Kids Day at the LaSalle Bank Open. I don't think.
Whistle and a free kick here for Spain. Iniesta took a dig over there on that side as he tried to make his way around the defense of Oscar Sklava. Iniesta, the 23-year-old midfielder, plays for Barcelona, and that is our confirmation of our first yellow of the match. And Klava will pick it up. Ramos. Back inside here for Xavi. Tight space over there for David Villa. Astafjevs taken down, and a free kick here for Latvia. They don't waste any time putting it into play. The back post run coming from Rubens. He's signaling for it. The service is there, but it's headed clear from the heart of the Spain defense. Carlos Marchena there to see that one out, and back the other way. Iniesta up the left side. David Villa putting it on the left foot. Can he get it across? The attempt was there. Tackled away, and another corner here. Again, Spain go the short route. Whipped in toward the near post. Headed clear initially by Ivanovs. Follow-up chance. Latvia again, just so much traffic in front of their own net. It's going to be tough to get a long-distance effort in today. Certainly it's going to take, you would imagine, a quick bang-bang play and a change in the point of attack for Spain to open up that very tight-locked Latvia defense. Out to the right side here for Angulo. Waits for the overlapping run, and it's a good one there from Garcia. He'll get it at his feet. One defender to work against there in Zirnis. Xavi. Garcia. Big switch, and nobody home there for Spain. Headed back dangerously, but well anticipated there by Koļinko. Koļinko picking up his 75th cap today for Latvia. Chants of Latvia beginning to ring out throughout the stadium here in Riga. And those quickly put to bed, I should say, with Spain coming back the other way. Nice collection here from Villa, but off his line is Koļinko. And the Latvia keeper doesn't waste any time throwing it out for Aleksandrs. He's been tested a couple of times so far here in the first half. I wouldn't say severely, though. That might have been the sternest so far. But still coming up with the save. Roja. Garcia back away from the pressure. Look at all the space here in the midfield for Spain. Latvia giving them plenty of room to work around the outside. Xavi with the ball. Ramos will get a second crack at it. He'll hit it across first time. Again, it's headed clear. Right back out top. And finally the big switch here from Xavi. Villa. Iniesta, first time across. And back in possession here for Albelda. Ramos. Spain going to really have to show their patience here, and I'm sure that that is something their coach Luis Aragonés preached to them coming into this one. Long shot from Angulo. That one had the right bend on it as it was tailing off into the upper corner. Give you a good look at it here on the replay. Well struck by Miguel Ángel Angulo. Long ball forward. Headed clear initially there by Ramos. And now at the feet again of Angulo. Cutting it back. Xavi. To the feet of Albelda. Out to the left side. Again, we've seen a lot of this here from Spain here in the first 32 minutes and change when they get the ball right at the top of that offensive third. having trouble penetrating in behind the Latvia defense. As Verpakovskis upended there on the challenge. Just a little bit of a elbow from Iniesta. Ramos with the first time header to clear it, but it doesn't go far. Rubens could not come up with the collection right there at the top of the 18. Puyol showing a bit of stout defense there. And again, Spain will rebuild down this right side one more time. Tackled away before Angulo could get a touch to it. But of course the Spaniards don't waste any time putting it right back into play. The long switch here now. Albelda. Ramos. Why not let one fly? He will. Right at Koļinko though. And not much behind that shot. And you could see he slipped on the plant foot before he could get complete contact with that shot. One red jersey versus 4 white ones. And of course Marchena comes away with it here to start the attack back the other way. Again to the feet of Carlos Marchena. Nice little 1-2 as he gives it back here for Xavi. First time out from Albelda. Iniesta. Quick move down to the line, looking for the service and tackled away for, by my count, corner number 4 here in the first half. Spain must have seen something they like on tape, because out of the 4 corners, 3 of them have been that short little quick restart by the Spaniards. This will be number 5. And this time it'll be Xavi over there to serve it in. Knocking on the door of the Spaniards. Can they at least crack it open just a bit? Puyol will run it down as Latvia try and push their back line out. Marchena for Ramos. Marchena with the switch. Garcia checking back. Iniesta. Ramos asking for it on the big switch. Instead they go over the top. And Luis Garcia. As the flag was up. Koļinko is the second name into the book of our referee, Craig Thompson. He joins his teammate, defender Oskar Sklava. I'll tell you what, that one, not exactly sure if he said something right there up close to the referee, but certainly didn't look like he was trying to make that much of a delay in the action. And you would think a bit too early for any sort of time-delayed tactics here in the match. 37th minute of play. Latvia swinging it across to the backside. Some numbers there. Verpakovskis with a chance. Cleared back out. Kept in possession here by Aleksandrs. He'll lay it off there for Zirnis. Ivanovs. Lifted ball over the top. Almost a great collection. Fans urging our Scottish referee, Craig Thompson, for a call, but Puyol was as much involved in the fray over the top as was Carlson's. Almost a great collection there by Geertz Carlsons. And first corner of the day for Latvia. Low-driven ball, flicked across, hint of a handball at the edge of the 6. And I think that's exactly what Gert Carlsons is asking for. Andrés Rubens is the one who delivered it from the corner. Tough to tell. Capdevila maybe got it with his left hand. Second corner of the day, and this time it's cleanly headed out. But we'll make it 3 in a row here for Latvia. Puyol. Now, it looked like he took a shot maybe in the nose a couple minutes ago on that ball over the top intended for Carlsons. Now this time, you can see him in traffic there, but it might have been his own man, Sergio Ramos, who actually made most of the contact there. How about a douse of the magic water? Latvia really for the first time in the entire first half giving their fans something to cheer about. 3 straight corners, but more importantly at least having a bit of time and possession here in the offensive third. Those moments have been really few and far between in the opening half. It's been dominated by Spain and their chances going forward as Puyol, good to see him back up onto his feet. And certainly some concern for Spaniards as Puyol, one of the veteran defenders, 29 years of age. And here is that third corner. Flicked in, and this time it was won by Latvia. It looked like it was Denis Ivanovs who was the one to come through and head it, but well off target. Actually, no, my mistake. It was Oskars Klava who got the head to it. Ramos. Xavi. Left side for Iniesta. Waits for the overlapping run. Headed clear by Klava. And it pops loose here for Latvia. With the last ball from Gert Carlsson out of play, and a throw here for the visiting side. Tell you what, Sergio Ramos has had all sorts of real estate to work with here on the right side, and that continues to be a theme for Spain. Angulo will cut it back inside on his left foot. Xavi to the right side now for Ramos. Trying to bend it in. Koļinko hesitated for a moment off his line. Angulo trying to keep it alive. Latvia with the clearance though. And it'll pop loose here on the left side, but only for a moment. And once again at the feet of Xavi. Angulo with the long shot, and that one will whistle wide of the far post, but enough to make Koļinko take a look at it. In goal for Latvia. And I think a wise idea there by Miguel Ángel Angulo, with Latvia really keeping all numbers hovering right around the 18 and keeping so much traffic in front of their goal, making that a very tough nut to crack. I think you unleash a couple of shots from distance and at least force those defenders and midfielders to step out, opening up some space in behind them, maybe later on in the second half. Vila waits for the overlap. It's well timed here from Ramos to the backside. Headed clear by Klava. Still alive though here for Spain. Flag stays down on the far side. Late challenge, and the ball just pops loose here for Latvia. A bit of a gift there from Spain. Astafjevs couldn't get it out on his own side, but will earn the throw in the process. The feet of Klava here. Just a blind clearance, really sending it forward. Xavi. Angulo asking for it, but instead it finds the feet of Ramos. Big switch out to the left side. Iniesta, first touch to corral it. Now he'll go right at the Latvia defense. Laying it off there for Albelda. Acrobatic effort. And it started with David Villa. Nice ball in there from Xavi. I don't know, it would have been very close there. Final couple of minutes here in the first half. Here at Skonto Stadium in Latvia. Spain have dominated the time of possession, but Latvia maybe with a response here before we head to the halftime break. The quick clearance, Iniesta. Finds feet going forward here. Garcia with the long distance shot. Didn't miss by much, but still off target. And a goal kick here for Aleksandrs, Koļinko and Latvia. I think a bit of frustration there for Luis Garcia, probably more than anything. Ramos once again on the right side. Looks for the quick, big switch over the top. Will that ball stay in? It will. Iniesta looking for some attacking runs and support. Onto the left foot. He's gotten around one defender and earned corner number 6 here in the first half for Spain. Near post, that one driven in, dangerous ball. Latvia up to the task to handle it and head it clear though. Puyol across for Xavi. Up the right side, Angulo. Bending ball in, the runs are there. And just like that, Spain have finally put it together. Who else? David Villa. Could be close to maybe an own goal here, and I believe it is. Headed into the back of the net. I believe it was Oskar's Klava. Let's take another look at it on the replay, trying to do his best to get there. Before David Villa. Aleksandrs will be the player that ended up heading it into the back of the net. But it all counts all the same on the scoreboard here for Spain. And that will do it with the final whistle for half number 1 from Craig Thompson. Latvia thinking they had maybe come away with a bit of a gift, going 0-0 into the halftime break, only to see Artur Aleksandrs with an own goal there to finish off half number 1. So Spain, they'll have the 1-0 advantage after 45. We're back with more after this.